I was just reminding you.
Welcome, welcome, everybody. Happy Valentine's Day. I completely forgot that it's Valentine's Day. So thank you for being here, spending your Valentine's Day with us. Jerry texted me, I don't know if it was today or yesterday, and she's like, I just didn't know if we were going to have the call. It must have been yesterday. I didn't know if we were going to have the call tomorrow because it's Valentine's Day. And I'm like, some of us are old and not romantic, so we still going to have the call. And then those ones, the other ones that aren't romantic can be on the call. And the ones that are, they can watch the playback. So it looks like we got a lot of people on here. I mean, just is what it is. We actually, the director team did talk about switching the call, but it's just so hard to reschedule. Everybody's always in the mindset of our Monday night calls. Then when you try to do it on a different night, it just throws everything out of whack. I'm like, let's just do it. So Stacy, thanks for being on here on our Valentine's and helping us train. And we'll just hang out together for a little while. Oh yeah, Jessica, her husband's asleep. Yep, so romantic. We had leftover pizza, so there's that. All right, welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see, what do I want to talk about today? So a couple things I want to remind you all. Who's excited about our new stuff coming out? Yes. Okay. I know we're super excited. We want to share all of that with everybody. We want to start booking our March, but please don't do that until you have your February as solid as you want it to be. Okay. Remember, we have this awesome sales promotion, this cool bag that you can earn when you submit $1,000 in sales in February. So make sure you're picking that up. Like, don't turn off your February until you get that, or whatever your goal is. Make sure you're hitting that. And then after you feel good with your February, start booking your March. I will tell you that it will be so much easier to start booking March before March, though. You know, so I mean, we still have a couple weeks left. We're just at the middle of the month, right? So we have 2 more weeks. This week of shows, and then next week of shows, the 28th. Even if you typically start your shows on Monday, you can go ahead and set it up. I need to think of the technical thing, the guidelines here. So if you're setting a show up in February, anybody that orders, even on that show, and they order in February, they get to choose from the February catalog and the February specials. Even though you started the show in February, when it turns the day over to March 1st, it will open up the new catalog and the new specials. Okay, so even though it runs between 2 separate months, the day they order is basing on the products available in that catalog that month, that special, and then the next month. So what I typically will do is, on the shows that I have officially starting on the 28th, I set them up on the Thursday before. I'm going to go ahead and put the February specials in there. I'm going to go ahead and put those discontinued items in there and let them know, if you want any of these items, you better order before February 28th. And I encourage them, like, you can place 2 separate orders. You can order in February, get those discontinued items, get the February specials, and you can order again in March and get the new products, get the March specials, all of that. So does that make sense? They're only going to get, now somebody can't come along March 3rd and say, oh, I want to get that discontinued item. Don't work that way. And the host as well. If the host wants one of the discontinued items, they will need to go in as a guest with a different email address and order it on her show by February 28th. So I would say either use an alternate email address or hubby's email or something in order for her to get those discontinued items. Because if her show is not closing until March, right, she would only be available the March items. Everybody understand that? Okay. I know a lot of people have questions with that. Yes.
I have a question. I've got 4 parties scheduled for the 28th. I haven't mailed the host package yet. My question is, can I include the new catalog, the new spring catalog in the host packet. And
Yes.
just tell them not show that catalog until March 1st.
Yeah, I mean,
Or-
I would just mail it that week before. You can go ahead and say, now these items won't be available till March 1st. She can show it, but they can't place their order until March 1st.
March 1st. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure
Yeah.
before I mailed them out.
Yeah, I'm gonna have all my host packets ready to go to be mailed. I'll probably put them in the mail the 22nd, and that'll give them enough time to have it before their show. And then also, so I don't like to, you got to be very careful advertising that, hey, there's a new product, there's new stuff, or, because there's a chance that if you already have February shows booked and you're announcing that there's new stuff coming March 1st, it's kind of likely that these February hosts will cancel their February show and want to do it in March. So be very careful announcing that. And definitely don't announce it if your February is not where you want it to be. If you don't have the show calendar that you want, if you don't have enough shows, if you're still working on getting shows for the week of the 21st. Okay. And then anybody that, if they do, if they already know about the new stuff and they really want to get it, then say, let's start your show on the 28th. Then your friends can choose from both. And then you're packing that first week solid. So my suggestion to you all is really work hard on booking that February 28th week and the March 7th week. However many shows is your goal. If you're good with 2 shows, if you're good with 4 shows, if you want 6, do your very, very best to have those 2 weeks completely booked before March 1st. And then you can work on getting bookings from those shows to fill in the rest of March. And that will give you a very strong, steady show calendar for March, April, May. They're moving forward. And then even when you do have your February where you want it, I still don't tell my customers what products it's going to be, because do y'all remember when Pampered Chef did the free for all and they're like, hey, you sell this amount and you're getting a whole box of free products. Did y'all want it? Did you have any idea what was in there? No, but it made it more exciting because you weren't going to find out till you had already earned it. So I do that same strategy with my hosts, and I let them know you're going to be one of the first to find out what the new products are. So you want to do your show first. You want to go ahead and book that February 28th. So you and your friends get first glimpse. If you start sharing all the stuff on your VIP page, your main Facebook wall, they're not going to be excited. What if they're not interested in anything? Too late. They're not booking a show, right? But if they're in the show and you strategically release things every day, new products every day, and you got to come back tomorrow to find out what else is new. And you got to come back tomorrow to see what else is new. Then they're going to keep coming back to the show to see what's new. And my hosts love that. They love the element of surprise. So those are my couple suggestions for you all. And then also, y'all, we have been blessed with another 28 days of the $25 kit. I just can't even believe it. Like, not only did we get it in January, we did a phenomenal job promoting the $25 kit. We had 74 new consultants that joined our team in January. Let's not stop. Let's not stop there. Let's, continue on, share the business, because there are people that need extra money. There are people that want these products in their kitchen. There are people that want the kit, that want to have fun, want to have community. Like, just, keep doing that, keep offering that kit, because I kind of have a feeling they're not going to do any kind of kit special in March. I don't know that, but I have a very strong feeling that they're not. Not that you have to have a kit special for people to sign up, but I mean, good gravy, $25 to give it a try. And right now, spring is actually one of our strongest selling seasons. I mean, we do have the Christmas selling season, but the spring is actually a longer, more profitable selling season than what Christmas is. So typically starting March 1st, April, May, even into the beginning of June is a very good selling season for us. Longer than our Christmas selling season. So make sure you're getting the feelers out there. People that you asked in December or you asked in January that didn't want to book a show will book a show in March. There's something about spring, something about, the air getting nicer, people want to socialize and get out of the house. And even though they're not getting out of the house, they're still socializing. So I don't know. I don't understand how it works. It's some kind of mental thing, but I can ask and ask and ask somebody to book a show in November, in December, in January, in February, and they won't, but something about March. Oh yeah, I'm ready now. Let's do it. Let's party. And I just see my bookings increase so much as soon as March calendar turns over. So don't be discouraged. Keep going, keep doing the things. Use these host rewards, the guest specials, use the recruiting specials that Pampered Chef's putting out there for us. And I don't want y'all spending a bunch of money because Pampered Chef's already invested in all of this stuff to help us have a successful business. Use those tools that they give us. Anybody have any questions? There was something I thought right before I got on the call. Oh, I need to tell them. That's why I got to write stuff down because I already forgot what it was. Oh, I know. I just went on today and noticed that we can order the spring paperwork now. So in the changeover kit, you may have gotten 10 catalogs. I don't even know how many they sent. Not many. They are available if you go into your supply order. You can go ahead and order the new catalogs, order the new season's best, the new minis, all of those. So you'll be getting those in so they can be ready to go out for your March shows. Penny, did you have a question?
Yeah. Like if somebody's in a party and that like a host is in a party and she puts something or he puts something in their basket, it's at their cart, it stays there. It like, even if it sells out, if it's in their cart, it's there. With the catalogs, I have put catalogs into my cart for like my shop for supplies cart. So I remember they ran out in the fall of I think they ran out of the 10 pack catalogs or something. They ran out of something on the catalogs in November. I just remember that. So if I have them in my cart, do I need to go on and check out to get them, or
they
can
should
I think
stay
about
in
some
there?
other stuff? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
there was just that whole paper shortage back November or whenever. And so then they may have taken them out of your cart if they were sitting there just because they could not fill those orders. And just to make sure we're clear, customers, as long as they create an account and then they put their items in their cart, it'll stay there. But if they don't create an account, their items will be gone the next time they go in there. All right, any other questions? So lots of us are really working hard on getting bookings. We have a couple rock stars that are in a special group. We do some calls. We've been working on some great booking ideas. And once you have the bookings, where do you go from there? Well, it's host coaching. It's working with your host, partnering with your host, building that relationship with your host, in order to help them have a good show. I have so many people that tell me, oh, well, I've hosted shows before and I just didn't do well at it. And I tell them, not really in a conceited way, but they very well could have had a consultant that did not know how to coach them to have a successful show. So I let them know that I've been doing this for a while. I have a really good system that gives my host tips and tricks to help them have a successful show. And I have a lot of people that tell me, oh, I don't know that many people. Oh, I've never had good shows before. And they do a show with me and they have really good results because when they implement the tips that I give them. So, I think a lot of times people are kind of, concerned or feeling like they may not be able to do well. So I always let them know, just try a show. Just try to host. I'll give you the best tips I can. And at the end of the show, if you don't have that many people that buy, or if it's not as good as you hope, we still had fun. You still got some new recipes and cooking tips, and you'll get a discount for a year. All right. So then I can, take some of that pressure off of them. And then they do end up when they follow the guidelines in the host coaching, then they typically do have a pretty good show. So Stacy is one of our top sellers in the organization, and she does some phenomenal host coaching. So she's going to talk to us a little bit about how she does her host coaching, and then when she's done, I might add in a couple things that I may do that are different. So Stacy.
Good evening, everybody. Happy Valentine's Day. I'm so happy to be here with you guys. So I have shared before some of my host coaching. Penny, you have your hand raised again? Did you? No? Okay. So I've shared my I've gone blank. My
Host coaching outline, maybe.
Yeah, the PowerPoint, that's the word I was looking for. So I've shared that the last couple times. So I wanted to go over something a little bit different this time. If you guys want that PowerPoint or you want that information, it is in both the Limitless and the DeNicholas organization, or you can private message me. I can point you or tag you in those posts. But my number one key, I would say, is to get to know your host. Try chatting with them, have a conversation with them, find out what their interests are. If they're not somebody who's real chatty, scroll through their Facebook. You're bound to find at least one thing that they like just by scrolling through their Facebook and striking up a conversation with them that way. I actually had a lady this week that she absolutely loves and adores her dog. So as I was host coaching, I was like, you know what? I'm going to ask her when she is showing her favorite product to include her dog. And she did this throughout the whole party. It was so neat. Like, she had her dog's paw on the food chopper. She had her dog doing all kinds of different things with the products. It was really neat. And what I like about that is people can relate. So it's a more interactive party when you get them involved, when you get them engaged, and then their friends are engaged. And then, Susie's best friend is like, oh, I miss Fido. And, like, it's just silly, but it gets all that interaction going. And I know I talked about this before, but just sometimes it's nice that they have a consultant who actually cares. And I can say this, I literally just ended a party, and I can tell you the consultant never once gave me a task, never asked me about myself, never communicated with me. All the communication was me asking her questions. So, did I go in my party and post? Yes, because I kind of know what to do. But had I not, my party probably would have been a 0. So, just keep that in mind when you have parties, that the number one key is getting to know your host. What are their likes? What are their interests? What stage of life are they in? Because you have people who are in their 20s, have young kids, and then you've got people who are in their 60s and 70s starting to downsize a little bit. But are they buying gifts for people? Because I know a lot of people who have told me, no, I don't want to host a party. I don't need anything else. And I'm like, oh, do you have a daughter-in-law? Do you have any weddings coming up? Do you And they're like, oh yeah, I do need to buy some things for my daughter-in-law, or, whomever. But don't just stop at that. No, don't stop. Don't make your host coaching so rigid that you're not getting to know your hosts. And I think the stages of life are super duper important to know too. Because I could tell you, I have misjudged people. People have had on their Facebook profile maybe a picture of their mom or their grandmother. I thought it was somebody older. And guess what? They were somebody in their 20s. So don't assume just by their profile picture that that is who that person is. That was a lesson learned. Also, ask how they want to be communicated with. Some people find it easier that text is easier for them. Some people prefer Messenger. So find out how they like to be communicated with. And this is super important when you're doing your host coaching, because if they are finding it challenging to get the pictures from Messenger to Facebook, but find it easier doing it via text to Facebook, you have to find out what works best for them, because then they're going to have a more successful party if it's easier for them to do. And that's the whole key, is for us to make this as easy for this person to do as possible. When host coaching, I give them specific ideas. So like I just told you guys with the lady with the dog, who absolutely, her dog is her whole entire life. So I knew that about her. So when I gave her the task of, show your favorite product, I gave her a specific task. I was like, oh my gosh, this would be such a great idea. You should totally put your dog in this picture. And so many people, her post blew up with that dog, because everybody else who is friends and family with her also knows that that dog is her whole world. Anybody here host coach people who have technical difficulties? I know that was like a huge dilemma when I first started, and I was like, oh my gosh, how am I going to host coach this person? And it can be very challenging, depending on the person. One thing I have learned is kind of go with the flow with them. Make them feel comfortable. Don't, be like, oh my gosh, you should be getting this by now. Stay positive, stay encouraging. And I'll say, look, if you can just type on your Facebook wall, then that's half the battle. They might not get the whole, like the picture put on the wall, and that's okay. So as long as they're posting on their wall at least once every single day, I would say, just kind of go with it if you can. Don't stress about it. Make sure your host is posting the thank yous. I can't tell you how many parties I've been in and the consultant is posting the thank yous. So always, always, always make sure your host is the one that posts the thank yous. Again, if they're having trouble posting the pictures, if they're more tech challenged, just have them do a thank you post and tag that person in it if they can. And if I find that they can't tag, that they're having difficulty with that part, then I go in and I tag that person in the comments, and I just thank them myself as well. And I do try to go in on every single thank you post. Penny, yes, I send the host the thank you picture each and every time somebody orders. So my first one is a woohoo, the first order has been placed. It's a photo that says that. And then I tell them, I say, please post this in your party group thanking so-and-so. And then all my other pictures after that are just like a product and a thank you. And I just say for so-and-so, because at that point, then they should know that they're posting that in the party group, not sending it directly to that person. I do try to go into each and every single post that my host posts the thank yous, and I try to go in each and every one and say thank you to that person for ordering as well. And then of course they're also getting a follow-up text from me thanking them for ordering. Oh, Can I screen share? Okay. So I meant to show you guys this closer to the beginning. So this is something I send in my host packet. And this is letting them know that I do the same thing for every single party. But this, so this is actually really my first host coaching going out to them, which goes out to them in their host packet, talks to them about how many orders they need to collect. You know, if they can get 5 or more outside orders before the party starts, I actually give them a gift. Completing each of their daily tasks that I give them, talking to them about getting the 3 future bookings, and having 50 or more guests at their party. So I let them know the secret to a successful party is them. So they have to do the work to have a successful party, because I do the same exact thing with each and every host. But as you know, I'm sure you might have a $200 party, or you might have a $1,500 party. Odds are your $1,500 party was posting everything you sent her. The $200 party may or may not have been interacting as much in that party. And I have here, comment on the post daily in your party. So this explains exactly what they should be doing. As far as partnering with your host, I do what's called the Stacy Itzel Challenge, which gets them to message their guests, and then they tag me in that message or add me to that message with the other person, and then I'm able to then respond and ask that person for a booking. You can also offer them, like tell them that if they get 3 bookings and all 3 qualify, that they're going to get a $50 gift from Pampered Chef. But you can also buy one of these items for them to give to them as their gift once the 3rd qualified party is held. Now you are using their 40% off item with this. So, and this picture does explain that to them. So if there's any question at the end, you can say, you know, the picture that I sent you when we originally talked about this lets you know that you pick the item, but I use that as your future party pick, your 40% off item. I think that is it for that. Does anybody have any questions so far? Which ones do you want me to post, Carol?
The 3-party one that you said that you get your choice.
Okay, sure.
Please.
I'll write it down.
So I love, you know, what Stacy says about building that relationship with your host and getting to know them, because when they feel like you have interest in them and you really are trying to help them have a good show, they're going to want to help you have a good show as well. And so just building that connection, building that relationship. And then if you have that good relationship, they most likely will feel comfortable joining your team and giving Pampered Chef a try, you know, if they feel like you have their best interest at heart. So that's super important. I have started when I book shows out, because I typically try to keep my calendar booked a month out. I know it takes time to do that, but once you have a good solid schedule and you are booking 2 shows from every show, you will get to that point where you can book out further. And so I send a weekly message before the week of their show. So 2 weeks, and I send them on Mondays. So 2 Mondays before the week that I would set their show up. I send them a message. Hey, I'm getting so excited about your party. I can't wait. Here's your ordering link. Did you know your friends can order anytime from today through the end of your show? They don't have to wait. So if you want to start sending out text messages, emails, whatever with your ordering link, that'll just pad your show and give you extra time to earn more stuff. So I do that 2 Mondays before. The Monday, that's a week before I set up their show, send them another message. I'm so excited. Here's a post you can put on your Facebook wall letting people know, oh, this must be the week of, that you will be inviting them on Thursday to keep an eye out. But if they want to make sure that they get invited, they can comment below. And then I just have some kind of fun, some kind of fun picture post that says, hey, I'm hosting a Pampered Chef show. Let me know if you want to join or something like that. Then I have them include their ordering link on that message as well. So they actually have 2 weeks to start collecting orders before their party is even set up and running on Facebook. I also am now offering a extra rewards, free gifts for orders that come in before the show starts. So that official start date on that Monday, any orders that come in before that, I will give a free gift. And I just do a Season's Best cookbook. But and I told the host that when they get 5 orders before their show, I will give them an added bonus. I don't ever tell them what they're getting. I just say an added bonus. And then I base that added bonus on how much the sales are already, if they went above and beyond and they got more than 5 orders. But that has really been working, y'all. And for me to spend $2 on a Season's Best cookbook for 5 orders that come in before the show, I know that show is going to qualify. I know that show is going to be way successful. Like the one I did this week, well, one in particular, the show started today. It had $500 in orders before today. Another one had $250 in orders before today. The other 2 that I did, one had 1 order and the other one had 2 orders. But before I was doing this and challenging them to get orders before the show, I was getting no orders before Monday. So I feel like that has really helped. And, I'm not a huge advocate for y'all spending money. I want the money you make to go in your pocket, to go towards your family, whatever. But if I know that I can give $10 away in Season's Best cookbooks and I can have $500 in orders before the show, I mean, that's kind of a no-brainer. I'm just saying. It doesn't matter what you give them. I mean, you could even do a free e-cookbook. I don't know. I mean, whatever. But people like free stuff. And I feel like, too, that the more gifts I offer, the more people book shows because they like for their friends to get free stuff. Right. So I do that before the show. And then I either do a Win It Wednesday or a Freebie Friday. And one of the things that I do with my host, I ask my host to send messages to their guest. The first message they're going to send is, hey, I invited you to a Pampered Chef show. So they're going to go in as soon as they join in their show. They're going to go invite with all that little button, as many people as they can for the first 3 days. But then I ask them to send 25 private messages each day to people that have not joined that they think would enjoy coming. And so I go ahead and type up the message that they then in turn can copy and paste and paste and paste and paste and send and paste and send. So it makes it super easy for them to send those invite personal messages. So that's the first time I'm asking them to send personal messages. And every time I ask them to send a message, I give them the reasoning why. Because did you know that only about 10% of the people you invite through that invite button actually see your party? Did y'all know that? There's 90% of the people that are invited that never see that party's going on. You want some proof of that? Leah Limro invited me to some kind of party a couple weeks ago, and I was just scrolling through and all of a sudden saw this party that I was invited to, never saw the first thing. The party was over. I didn't even see it till the party was over. But had she sent me a private message, I would have seen it, right? So I let them know that people just don't, not many see it. And so I don't want them to feel like that people are choosing not to join. They just have not seen it. Also go through the, don't prejudge, because it typically is the kindergartner that sat behind you that ends up joining your show, spending $100, booking her own show, signing up to sell. Like, you just never know. My hosts are always surprised. And I tell them just that. I say, it's typically going to be that girl you went to kindergarten with that you really hadn't seen since kindergarten that's going to come to your show. And after the show or during the show, they're like, Jennifer, you know who joined my show? A kid I knew from so and so and so, or somebody that I, worked with 15 years ago. I'm like, I told you that was going to be the one that's going to buy your stuff, that's going to book a show, that's going to help you out the most. Don't prejudge them. Then I have them send a second message on whatever day I'm doing the giveaway. So if I'm doing a Win It Wednesday, then Wednesday morning, I send in my host coaching. Hey, we're doing this special. I don't want your friends to miss out, because a lot of your friends, even though they joined the show, will not see the notification. I don't want your friends to miss out. Friends don't let friends miss free stuff. That's what I tell them. So send them this message, and then I type up the message that they can copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. Then guess what? I have them send another message the last day of the show, because life gets so busy. They may have joined the show on Monday and life happened and they completely forgot about it. So it's a friendly reminder. We're not pressuring anybody. We're just saying, hey, I didn't know if you were interested in ordering. I wanted you to get, be able to get your order in before we close the show at midnight tonight. Here's my ordering link. So if a host does what I'm asking them, they will be sending 3 different messages throughout that week. Do any of those sound pressuring to you? No, because it's the way that I present them. I tell them why they're sending the message, and then I'm giving this little super friendly message. And I'll tell my host too, it's kind of like, okay, my daughter's having a birthday party. Say she's turning 3. And I'm so excited because I love my 3-year-old. She's so cute and so sweet. And so I post a big invitation on Facebook, and all of y'all see it, right? And I'm inviting everybody to come over to my house. We're having a barbecue at 3 o'clock. We're celebrating Princess Kylie, right? Come on over. How many of you all are actually going to come over? Well, I know all y'all are, because I'm fun and you want to come hang out with me. But typically, okay, you're looking at somebody posting that on Facebook. Do you think they really mean you? Do you think they really want you to come to their house? But if they sent you a private message to your inbox and they said, Mary, I would love for you to come to Kylie's birthday party. It's Saturday at 3 o'clock. Will you join me? Mary's not going to tell me no. Mary's going to come. Even if she has to fly. You know what I'm saying? Like, does that make you understand like what the difference is in just sending the invite button and then sending a private message? Like, I tell my host that I do a little video that explains why it's important to send that special invitation message. And my hosts that do the things have the good shows. Stacey, is there anything else you want to add to that?
It is, but it's not about host coaching. So
Okay.
One thing I wanted to say was, with having the 2 guest specials this month, I am reaching out to guests who have not reached that 80 or 100. My orders are significantly higher this month because of doing that. I can tell you right now, I have about 6,000 in sales, and I would probably have only had about 4,000 if it wasn't for me reaching out and talking to people or asking them if they wanted to add anything to their order, because they're only $8 away from the batter bowl. So, and then of course, usually they can't just find an $8 item. They're going to add something that's $20. So definitely reach out to your customers and look at all your orders as they are coming in and see who you can reach out to and maybe help them get that free gift.
Yeah, that's a great suggestion. I always try to look at the orders. Maybe even if you just check them, 8 o'clock that night or whatever. So if somebody is close to the next threshold, if somebody is $60 away, not 60, if they're at $60, so they would still be $20 away from getting that $80 free gift, I'll open their cart. I'll go ahead and open it. And I'll send them a message. Hey, I don't know if you were aware. I just didn't want you to miss out on this deal if you didn't know it was out there. And then if you're not interested, not a big deal. Just send me a message back. Let me know. I'll get your order sent in. Same thing if they're close to that $100 level. And so many people say, oh, I didn't know that. Just like Stacy says too. Oh, well, I was thinking about getting the can opener. Go ahead and add that on there. Well, they were only $8 away. But here they're buying a $25 item because they were thinking about getting it. And that just gave them an excuse to get it. Another thing we don't talk about enough, we need to have like a whole class on this, which we probably will soon. What about cross-selling? Pay attention to what people order. If they order a stone, what if you message them and say, oh my gosh, you are going to love that stone. Do you know that I found that this spatula works perfect with this round stone? So when you're doing cookies or biscuits, it just gets them right off of there. Super easy. Like, give them another suggestion of what would go along with that stoneware. Or, hey, did you know that I see you bought the round stone. Have you ever used the bar pan? This is another additional piece that you might find helpful, right? Give them another option. Just think about what tool are they getting and what would be a good complementary item. When you go to the grocery store and they have all these things at the checkout line while you're waiting, why not give them some checkout items? Hey, I don't know if you saw these items that are under $10. Would you like to add any of these to your cart? Just like they're standing in the store, in the line, right? I have, if you open their cart that day, you can then message them and not close it till the next day while you're waiting on the, their response. And most of the time, people do add something to their order. I've even toyed with, what if I gave them a discount on their next item? So maybe they bought a round stone and I said, yes, suggestive selling, Matthew. What if I thought, well, what if I gave them 10% off if they bought another stone? Would they buy it? You don't know till you try it, right? And then if they added to their order and that bumped them up, that gives a little more leverage. Hey, if you bought this other stone at 10% off, and I would cover the 10%, right? But it's boosting my sales, then that would qualify you for this next free item or free shipping or whatever. Mary, did you have a question?
Yes, I was asking, how do you do the 10% off?
So
Like if you
maybe,
don't-
yep, say I was offering the bar pan. If they bought the bear, and you can actually send this to every person that ordered. Hey, I'm doing this thank you special. When you add this item to your cart, you can get it for whatever, special price, right? And then when you add it to their cart, down at the very bottom where the payments are entered, you click other payment and choose consultant gift. And then you would put that amount that you're covering on it.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, that's something that really could. Have y'all ever ordered online and they send you that people that bought this also bought this, right? And then I bought something from Vistaprint, like business cards from Vistaprint. I ordered 500. And then I go to check out and they're like, do you know you could add another 500 for this low price? I have 1,000 business cards. What the heck am I going to do with all those? Because they gave me a sale price on it. And I didn't want to miss out on that sale. So what if you did that? What if everybody that ordered, you thank them for their order and give them an exclusive special? Think about how that can boost your sales. Right? Any other questions? This really isn't on host coaching either, but in the same token of building your relationship with your host, you also want to build your relationships with your customers that are in the party. My suggestion, first of all, is to send everyone that joins the party a friend request. And I even put a post in my party that, you know how you can post interacting as your business page or interacting as yourself. Make sure that you post interacting as yourself so they see your profile picture, they know what you look like, and it says, hey, I'm going to send you a friend request. I'm not going to stalk you. I just want to make sure that you're well taken care of throughout the show. Then if after the show you want to unfriend me, fair enough. Right? So I put that post out there to let them know, look for my friend request and please accept it, because when they're friends with me, they will see more of the stuff that's happening in the show. And then I can answer any questions that they have and be of service to them. So when they accept my friend request, I send them a message and say, thank you so much for joining our party and accepting my friend request. Please know that I'm here to help you with any questions that you have. Have you ever bought Pampered Chef before? Start a conversation. Don't just leave it as, hey, I'm here for any questions, but interact with them, get them talking to you, let them know that you are a friendly person behind that computer. Right? And so I just have conversation with them throughout the week. You could even say, hey, Susie, did you see so-and-so is the recipe of the day? Did you see this cooking tip that's in the show? Don't forget to check back. Right? So I just build those relationships with them. Then when they order, I can send them a thank you. I can ask them about booking without feeling like that's the only time I've ever messaged them. Right? Build those relationships. And the people that like you, that feel like you are a real person, will want to continue business with you. Any questions? Anything you want to add, Stacy?
I don't think so. I mean, I personally have just seen with these two specials that Pampered Chef blessed us with this month that sales are definitely higher with that. So book heavy if you can, because your sale, it's really going to help your sales.
Yeah, I agree. And I really love this tiered level, and they've done it. Oh gosh, it's been 2 years ago, I think. Stacy, do you remember them ever doing a tiered level before?
No.
So it's been a couple of years since they've done it. And I really like that because, you know, they'll see, oh, I spend $80, I get this, but then it's all the way to 150 before free shipping. There's a big gap there. But when they put something in between then they're like, oh, well, it's just a little bit more. It's only $20 more. And then I'm getting this $20 item. I mean, it's a no-brainer, really. Right? And then they're at 100. They're a lot closer to the free shipping. Only $50 more and you get free shipping on top of that. Right? So I think those are some good ideas to help you, get through your shows the next couple months. But then
And
also
then-
keep going.
Oh, only 14 more days to share the business at $25. So
Yes.
I would definitely, that's definitely going to be on my radar this week of things to focus on. Because
Absolutely.
I want some luggage.
That's right. That's right. Oh, I'm so ready. But you all, I mean, there's still time, keep sending your messages, keep asking your host, send those rock star messages in your shows. Ask your host before their show starts. Did you know that you could do this party as your launch party? I'll still run it. I'll still do the things. You just buy your kit now. We'll set up a link. You'll get the free products as the host and the commission. Right? Ask them before their party so you could flip it. And that's helping them get closer to qualifying and also helping you get closer to trip points, to bonus. What is it that we get? Do we get $50 when we have a qualified consultant? $50 cash for each.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then you're getting closer to earning your luggage stuff. There's so many benefits to, just trying it. And I just, I don't make it a big issue like you're going to sell Pampered Chef or you're going to have this whole big business. Just try it for a show. Let's just try it for your show and see where it goes. And then they try it for their show and I work really hard in helping them get bookings. And I'm like, here, Susie and Joe just booked a show. Just do their shows. Let's see how it goes. Right. And then they continue on. You don't know. I mean, it could be absolutely changing somebody's life. So keep offering the business, keep sending your 30 messages a day until you have your calendar full. So the goal right now is to finish putting your shows in February that you want and start booking your first 2 weeks in March. Okay. Really, really, really get those booked before March starts. All right, friends. I'm going to let y'all go. Happy Valentine's Day. And thank you for hanging out with us today. I know y'all could be doing something romantic. I appreciate you hanging out with me. See y'all later. Have a good one.
Have a good night.